All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Motivation. We are about to get started. All right, everybody. Come on in, introduce yourselves, let us know where you're zooming in from today as we get started with our Monday Morning Motivation. Okay. All right. Second. There we go.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Welcome once again, everybody. My name is Eric F. King, and I'm here with Leah Garcia. And we are so excited today to share another Monday morning motivation with you. What is your why? Your purpose is bigger than your profits. And I know when people see that, they're like, oh, my profits is the most important thing I can ever accomplish. Well, actually, you're wrong. Your purpose is, and we'll dive into that today. So as you join us from all over the world, definitely put in the chat where you're zooming in from so we can shout you out. We meet here every single Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So one of the things I want to share with you as we start today is, we go through our lives, setting goals and trying to make money with our businesses. And a lot of times the focus is on making money. Now, initially, that's okay. But what happens is we end up coming across some obstacles, right, in life, obstacles in business, and that derails us. And 90% of people, they say, that start a business end up quitting. The reason why many people quit is because they didn't really have a purpose, right? It was just the money. And the money wasn't, the chasing of the money wasn't enough to get them to stick and stay, right? But what keeps you there is your purpose. And before I dive into it even anymore, I want to introduce our speaker today because she is full of knowledge. Okay, you are going to learn a lot from her today. That's right. She is the dynasty builder. We know her as the person that helps you with all things money. If you want to make more money, if you want to invest money, if you want to create wealth for generations to come, she's the person you need to contact. She's the person you need to download her ebook, and she will help you. Okay. Aside from that, she is also a third-degree black belt in martial arts, which means she is a very disciplined person. She is a hardworking person, and she knows how to get things done. And you don't want to get in a fight with her in an alley because she will body slam you. Okay. All right. So we're going to kick this off, all right, in a special way by introducing our good friend who is up at 4:04 in the morning to share this with you because she's in California, okay? So take some notes. Leah Garcia, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Erica of King of Collaboration. I love this topic. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We want to know. I'm here in beautiful downtown Monterey, California, and it is 4 o'clock in the morning. What am I thinking? Listen, it's because my why is bigger and more important than that sleep. I love sleep, but you know what? Sometimes sleep is for the weak. What is your why? What is your purpose here? And so many times people are looking for their why outside of themselves. Folks, we came here self-contained. Your why is already inside you. You just have to listen. You got to tune in tune it in like you're tuning those old-fashioned radio stations. You just got to tune in and listen to your higher power. Right, Coral? Isn't that right? You just got to listen to that word because it's already inside you. Listen, let me ask you a question. What if I deposited $10 million into your bank account today? Would you be wealthy? Listen, I believe that true wealth is having success in all the 7 F's: in your faith, in your family, in your finance, in your fitness, in your fun. Fun is funner when you have a few dollars in your pocket. Philanthropic. I know it's not an F word, but it is in my world because I believe that givers gain. And number 7 is food. I'm a foodie, and it can be costly for us to have good, nutritious food. And I say, what good does it do you if you amass a fortune, but you go home and your family life stinks? You kick the cat, you're fighting with your spouse, the children are running crazy. That's not wealth. I believe that having true wealth is building wealth, success in all of those areas. Because you know what? Money is a terrible boss, but it's a great employee. It doesn't change who you are, it just makes you better. It brings out the best of who you are. So today I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets. Number 1, your purpose creates your profits. Everyone wants income, but few people ask about doing what? You want passive income doing what? It's about the value that you bring. Your purpose creates your energy. That's why I'm able to get up this early, because I am living in my purpose. That's how I can do that. And guess what? It's already inside of you too. Action creates opportunity, and opportunity creates income. Money follows value, and value follows your purpose. Your why is actually the first investment that you ever make. And that's what purpose does. It changes, not only it changes you, but you watch, it will change your bank account. Number 2, stop chasing money. Start solving problems. What are the biggest problems that you solve for people? The marketplace doesn't reward effort. It rewards the biggest problem solvers. People don't pay for your hours. They pay you by the outcome. If it takes you 5 minutes, you charge them $5,000. You're paying for your intellectual property. What is the value that you're bringing? Ask yourself every morning, whose problem am I going to solve today? The bigger the problems, the bigger the paychecks. The richest people don't have the biggest wallets. They solve the biggest headaches. People say money doesn't grow on trees. Neither does your passion. Both require your planting with intention. Number 3, legacy is the highest return on investments. I know we all love that ROI, right? But here's my definition of ROI: return on influence. Who are you influencing? What are the conversations that you have? That's why I love those no pitch coffee chats. I discover so much gold, so many incredible people by investing a few minutes in getting to know my audience. Who are you investing in? Who are you getting to know? One introduction can change your family's financial tree forever. You never know where that's going to come from. Maybe it comes from someone you know. Maybe it comes from someone you meet on the streets. Maybe it comes from that coffee chat that you feel like you don't have enough time to do. Build it into your business. Someday your grandchildren won't remember you for your checking account balances. They'll remember the opportunities that you created. That is true wealth. Listen, they say the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. I believe that your purpose is the principle and the profit of your interest. Don't let your paycheck become your identity. Stop chasing dollars and start chasing people. Start making yourself attracted to people. This is what you look at. People are always thinking about money, but listen, money is just digital. It could be digital, it could be paper. It doesn't have a heartbeat. There's no compassion in it. It has no dreams. It's just paper, but it simply magnifies who you are. So let me ask you a question. Ask yourself this: what is it that I want to magnify about myself? What is the value that I want to bring? How can I bring more value? How can I serve more? How can I give more? I believe that givers gain. And I'm excited to hear from the rest of our incredible speakers. And with that, I hand it over to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. What a way to kick off the call today. And yes, we are having another speaker jumping on in a few minutes. But first of all, let me go ahead and welcome some people. I'd like to welcome Simi from Nigeria is here. Welcome. Good to see you. We have Natasha. Natasha's here from West Virginia. Good to see you. I know you were there last week as well. Awesome, awesome. Let's see, we have Bookie. Bookie is here. Good to see you, Bookie. Good to see you. And then we have Darius. Darius is in the house. Welcome to the call. Good morning, good afternoon. Well, you're in New York, so yeah, so that's good morning to you. We have Lajide is here. Lajide is here. Welcome. Good to see you from Georgia. I used to live up there. And then let's see. We have a lot more people. Oh, Carl from across the pond is here. Carl, good to see you. She's always here. Always does a great job always does a great job. And I know there are a lot more people that are here, but some of you have not let us know yet. So, even if you're shy, you can still say hi. You know that, right? Even if you're shy, you can still say hi. I'm here from wherever, right? You said you don't have to give a speech, right? Just say where you're zooming in from, so we can shout you out. All right. So let me just give you a few pointers here as we get started. I know there's somebody else that will be joining us shortly, but before he does so, I'm going to share with you a couple points here. Give me 1 second as we send this out to him. Okay. All right, here we go. Um, One thing I was talking about at the beginning was you want to make sure that what you do, that there is purpose to it, right? It's not just You're not just trying to make money. And think about this. Think about this. When you're going through tough times and you're not making enough money, what keeps you going? What keeps you going, right? Because if you got in for the money and you're not making the money, then what's the purpose? What's the point of continuing what you do, right? So I'll give you an example. I used to work with this guy many years ago at a job. This probably like 15, 20 years ago. And at the time, actually, more like over 30 years ago, we weren't making a whole lot of money. Okay. And this guy would do his job diligently every day. He was very diligent every day. And we would ask him, why are you taking this so seriously? I mean, we don't even get paid much. And he said, well, the money I make from this job, I take out $100 every month to send to my grandma because she used to work, but she said the reason why she has to work is because she needs $100 for her meds. So I told her, if I sent you $100 a month, could you quit your job? And she said yes. So she quit the job because of the $100 that he's sending. So he said, I don't care if they tell me to pick up trash every day. I'm going to make that extra $100 to send to my grandma. You see, that is a why. That is a why, right? It didn't matter what he went through at the job. It didn't matter. He will make sure he does it because he doesn't want his grandma to go back to work. All right. So it's very important to have a why. For some people, it's their children, right? My children fuels me out there. That when I think about their futures and what I can help them accomplish, I think about I have to keep doing what I'm doing, right? So, and it's for different for everybody, right? Some people have a why because they come up from a poor family and they want to change their family tree. They want to change the legacy of their family, and they know that they are the one because there's nobody else, right? Some of you are here right now, you have no idea, but you're the one, right? You're looking for a rich uncle or a rich auntie, but they're not there. You are the rich uncle, you're the rich auntie. You are the one, right? So that's one of the things you have to think about. What keeps you going? What keeps you going when everybody thinks, wait, why are you still doing this? You're not making money, or whatever it is. All right. Also, you have to understand that clients and customers are attracted by people that genuinely care, right? So I remember I was speaking with a lady, this was years ago. I was doing some sales coaching, and we met, and I asked her, what her purpose, like what does she want to accomplish with this? And she told me, and I gave her tips on how she can become more successful in her business. And I told her everything I'll help her do. And then I told her, you know what? In addition to what I promised you, there's something else I'm going to help you with. And I met with her a few more times, right? And she told me that she actually paid more to me than she would have another person that she met. She said there was somebody else that was cheaper, but I felt like you cared and that you really wanted to help me, and you went above and beyond. That's why I chose you. Okay. And then she ended up referring several people to me. Okay. So that's one thing you have to realize, that people trust you when they realize that you really care and you really have a passion for what you do, a passion for helping people. And the more people you help, the more money you make. All right. So I'll give you another example. So um so there's a website called Amazon. I'm sure everybody knows Amazon, right? Amazon.com. And for a long time, I never got on Amazon because I'm a kind of guy that I like to go out. So I figure, I don't need Amazon. I just go to the mall, go somewhere when I need to buy whatever I want to buy. And then one day, my son said he had a school project and he needs to get something for the project. And he said he needs to get it by the next day or something. And I said, well, we won't have enough time to go out and look for it. He said, well, we don't need to. We just get on Amazon and buy it. I said, what do you mean? He said, we could just get on Amazon today and it would be delivered tomorrow. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. So I got Amazon Prime, and it was delivered the next day. And I'm like, wow, what a lifesaver. So then I realized that millions of people do that every day. That is why Jeff Bezos became the richest man in the world, right? He was helping so many people with a problem that they had, that naturally he became rich, right? He became the billionaire, right? So that's the thing. It's impossible for him not to become a billionaire because of the number of people he's helping in that way, right? So what you want to focus on is how you can help more people. All right. Now, there are a few questions you should ask yourself if you want to focus on your purpose instead of profits. Okay, these are the questions. All right. So, number one, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Right? What legacy what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be remembered for? Right? That's important. That will tell you what your purpose should be. All right. Um, think about think about um, would you do this if you weren't getting paid? Let me put it to you this way. For what I do and how I help people and speakers and coaches and authors, if you told me that, okay, Eric, here's the thing. If you had $1 million in the bank, right? Uh, um, then what would you do? Because you don't need money. I would tell them I'll do the same thing because I love what I do, right? I'll do the same thing I'm doing because I love what I do, regardless of the money, right? That's the thing. What would you do regardless of the money? That will keep you going. That will keep you going. All right. So what we're gonna do right now is we will get to some of your questions, and I will message our speaker because I know he's on his way. We'll get to some of your questions, and then we'll go from there. So first of all, if you can I want Leah Garcia to tell everybody more about what she does, okay, and how she helps people. Because I know some of us know, but I want everybody else to know. So, Leah, start with that, and then I'll get to Annie for him to speak about this topic. Go ahead, Leah.
Thank you so much. I'm Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. And if you're here, it's because you are the one in your family that's supposed to change your family's last name forever. Just like Eric said, I truly believe that. It takes a champion to get up early. Whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, it takes a champion to do that with intention. So I'm here to help you to build that family dynasty. And you know what? Sometimes that means that you amass a fortune, but sometimes that means maybe you're the first one in your family to get out of debt. Maybe it means you're the first one in your family to buy a home, or maybe you're the first one in your family to send your kids to college. I don't know what that dynasty means to you, but I want to know your story. I want to know what gets you up in the morning. What's the legacy that you want to leave? I also host Wealthy Wednesday every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I invite you to get to know more about me on my Biz in a Box, which is like an interactive website. And maybe you have some missing money. Check out my website. You may be able to find out some missing money. And please download my free ebooks that I have there, including Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map. So with that, we want to hear from Mr. Any Godfather. Great to see you. And he's going to share with us about your why and what's your purpose.
Yes.
We're ready for you,
Hi.
Godfather.
How you doing, my friends? Technical issues kept me away, but I'm here now, right? Great to be here, of course. All right, our topic, why, your why is more important than profits. I guess, look, the reason we do what we do is hugely important. Of course, making profits is also important. But, your profits come from executing on your why. Extremely well. With focus, with efficiency, with passion. When your why is aligned to what you're doing, then you're halfway towards success. Here comes the problem. Here comes a bit of bad news for you, my friends. See, you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. But what you're doing is gonna change. It's not gonna last. What you're doing now is not gonna, you're not gonna be doing the same thing in 5 years' time. I can almost assure you. I started my business in 2015 as a marketer, a marketing agency. Yes, we do a bit of marketing now, but now we do more publishing. My point is this: your why is the thing that persists. That's what's going to carry you through, because you're going to have hard days, hard weeks, hard months. So that's all on the what side. Say we're not. None of us here are doing what we were doing 5 years ago. None of us here are going to be doing the same thing in 5 years' time. The glue that holds it all together is the why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Are you doing it for your family, for your legacy, as Queen Leah says? Are you doing it, to serve X number of people? And of course, a particular group of people, your target audience. So once you know your why, and once you truly commit to your why, once you buy into it, once you choose to live it, then the what becomes easier. The challenges become easier to handle. See, without a clear why that truly bites at your heart and eats at your soul, we can all give up very easily. And also, unless you know why you're doing what you're doing, then you won't know the opportunities that are in front of you. You won't see them for what they are. So when you're truly clear about your why, suddenly you have clarity about how you're going to get there, even though that means change, pivoting, and challenges. That your why is the only thing that truly lives in your soul, that carries you forward every day. So my why is publish 10,000 books, and the way that translates into what I do is that everything I do is aligned to that purpose, that single goal. Yes, I may have more than one goal in mind, but there's one overarching goal, and the reason I'm doing it is that to be of service and to boost financial wealth to my family. Simple as that. So that means I will seek out and recognize the things in my way to help me. Many of those things are divine sent. So I will say to we need to listen to our hearts to work out what the why is. Even then, ask yourself the question, why is that important to me? I remember going through the process with my coach, constantly asking why. And I want to make £1 million. Why, any? And then you give a reason, and then you got it. They say then you ask again, why is that important? And you keep asking why until you truly get to what it is that truly drives you. So, when you know your why, you like I say, you can see what is an opportunity in front of you, because you're going to have to take these opportunities. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to adapt your way to success. Failure is not failure. Huh? It's neither here nor there. Now, failure is a step in the process. It's part of the journey. Now, without a clear reason, then you'll see everything as a problem, and you won't see anything as an opportunity. But truly focusing on your why gives you direction and gives you reason to be. I'll leave it there, Eric.
Awesome. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Annie. And before you get off, can you tell everybody what you do specifically and how you help people specifically?
Yes. Oh, exciting times, my friends. Exciting times. I'm still spending my days doing what I do best, what I love doing, which is publishing books. So I'm just publishing a couple of books as we speak, and I've started my new range after learning from Christina Segato, so one of my co-hosts. So now I'm creating merchandise, my friends. Merchandise. Have you got merchandise? Again, it's not the what, it's the why, right? And you find that there's many ways to get to where you want to get to. So, there is a global.media We make you famous. Everything: hats, jumpers, t-shirts, teacups. There's always been teacups and writing pads, but now there's more, right? We can talk, my friends. If you want to know how to create a merchandise shop for nothing really, it's a low ticket entry to your services. Call it that. Now people get they can buy something that's low cost. Then it begins the journey of building trust with you. That's what I do for a living, Eric.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Great words of wisdom as always for both of you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going through these names here, and what Yvette said really popped out for me. Yvette said, many people don't know their why. They just do whatever they're familiar with or what their family did. Oh my goodness. She is 100% right. You'll see someone that's been, doing the same thing for 30 years, and you say, why do you do this? Well, my dad did it, my mom did it, my cousin did it, my auntie did it. So that's the only reason, right? So you should have something that drives you regardless of what your background is. Like, you can change. You don't have to. If you're I mean, no offense to garbage men, but if your dad is a garbage guy and he likes to pick up the trash every day and help comfort people with that, doesn't mean that's what you have to do. It doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You could do something else, right? So I love that statement. Thank you so much, Yvette, for that. Welcome, Yvette. Wow, there's so many people that have joined us. Wallace, good to see you. Welcome. Nicole says your why is consistent motivation. That's right, Nicole. Thank you so much. Welcome to our call. My goodness, we have so many people here. All right. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to challenge you all to put your questions in the chat. Okay, put your questions in the chat. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to put the word question first, and then put your question. Okay, and let us answer your question today. Okay, we still have time. All right. So I want to challenge you guys. I want to see who's going to do that first. Question, and then put your question, and we will answer your question live. All right. So let's see. I think we have our another speaker that just joined us. Hopefully we'll be able to hear him. Let's see. He's coming all the way from Nigeria and West Africa. So Zion, if you're able to speak, can you just say hi so we can hear you? Unmute yourself. You're muted. Okay. I think he's trying to work on that. But he is Mr. Positivity. He helps people all over the world with positive messages. So when he's able to unmute, I will let him speak, obviously. All right. So let's do this and answer a few questions, because I know there are already some questions here, and we're going to go to, okay. All right, this one has to do with money. This is actually perfect for Leah. And I'm gonna click on it, and she says, if a person's beliefs about money are limiting, if they have limited beliefs about money, what advice do you give to them? Okay, well, hey, that's a good question. It's a good question. I think Leah is the best person on the panel to discuss that. So Leah, can you handle that question, and before we get to the rest? Thank you.
Well, I'll do my very best. Great question, Ms. Coral. And most of us do have limiting beliefs about money. It's handed down to us through generations. We've heard that money doesn't grow on trees. And oftentimes when I meet with a client, the first thing they do is they have the Goonie effect. Have any of you, I'm dating myself, that's okay. Maybe you've never seen this movie. If you haven't, please see it. But they ask a little boy, tell us everything. And he says, tell you everything? They're like, yes. He's trying to escape, right? And he tells them, well, when I was in third grade, I, cheated on my homework. When I was in fourth grade, I played hooky from school and all these things. And a lot of times when I meet with people, they just download everything that they have done wrong in their financial life. They didn't buy this at the right time. They didn't sell this at the right time. I say the first thing we have to do is we have to push the restart button. We have to forgive ourselves for whatever did or didn't go right and start over today. Even just get a little button, push it, because you can absolutely change your financial future no matter where you're starting. I help people go from 0 to hero. Not because I'm so great, but because it's like I said in the beginning, it's already in them. It's already, your greatness is already in you. You just need permission to step into that. I hope that gives you some golden nuggets, Miss Coral, but I want to hear what Godfather has to say about this question.
We all have weird beliefs about money. I agree with you, Queen Leah, on that one. Alas, look, the simple fact is what we think, what we believe is what's going to become our reality. And many people are afraid to aim high. That's a problem I see. It's more comfortable to sit down and say, okay, I don't care about money. I care about everything else apart from money. You know, you're not going to have any money if that's the case, right? You're just not. You know, it's much it's much more beneficial to be brave and say, I live in a world of abundance. There is enough money for all of us, and there's no reason why I can't build wealth myself. And that's what Queen Leah will tell you, right? And that's a fact. You know, so if you've got limiting beliefs, and these limiting beliefs show up in different ways. You know, for me, it was I don't need to charge any. I don't need to charge more. I'm all right charging peanuts, and all that does is going to make me bankrupt. Let's be clear, right? I'm saying let's be honest with ourselves. Let's accept that making money is one of life's greatest pleasures. Because it's not about money; it's about your service to people. You serve them, they'll pay you, right? Let's work on serving more and taking the blessings that come with serving people. That's usually money, right? And if you serve people the correct way, they will pay you more than you ever expect to earn. And that's the goal in life, right? That's the thing we have to do. Eric, I wonder
Awesome.
what you have to add to this, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great question, Carl. The reason why a lot of people never make the kind of money they should is because of their mindset. Is because of how they think. It's not because they don't have what it takes. They have what it takes, right? So some people just think money is bad, right? I saw a sign once. I was driving. I saw the sign, and a big sign says, "I hate rich people." And when I saw that sign, I said to myself, "Wow, the person who wrote that sign will never be wealthy. Their children probably will never be wealthy. Their grandchildren will probably never be wealthy because they believe that there's something wrong with making money, right? So they already have that mindset. Nothing anybody can do about that, right? A lot of times it comes from your background, maybe the people that you were grown up with, right? If you come from a poor family, you think you're supposed to be poor for the rest of your life. No. Do you know that most of the people in the 400 richest people in America did not come from a wealthy family? They created wealth, right? It's more common for people like me or you to go out and make millions than someone like Walmart's children or grandchildren to go out and make millions. They don't need to. There's no passion there. It's like we were born with it. People that aren't born with it are the ones that usually go and do it, right. So think about that, right? And always remember that what you do, if you are helping people, you deserve to make money. There's nothing wrong with it. You deserve to make money. Sometimes I ask people, so what's your money goal? Well, Eric, I just want to help people. Okay. You can help people, but you still have to have a goal. Still have to have the goal, or you won't make anything, like Annie said, and you'll quit. And then when you quit, you're not going to help anybody. Right? So you still have to have a money goal. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's keep going. Someone sent me a message and said, I never said what I do for a living. That's true. Okay. Let me share that. I guess I'm just focused on trying to help you all. Okay. So I am the founder and CEO of studiospeaking.com. Studiospeaking.com is the number one platform, the number one stage in the world for speakers, coaches, and authors to share their expertise and monetize their message. Okay. We are growing fast. It's funny because we sold out our next event, and then we have another one in the fall. So that's almost sold out. We need like 3 people. So the reason why we're selling out so fast is because our speakers and coaches and authors are getting so much value from speaking on our stage. One lady called me and she said that when after she spoke on my stage, she got 4 speaking engagements. 4. 4 people told her to come on their stages to speak about what she does. She says she sold her. She has a global coaching program. She sold 3 of those global coaching programs, right? Which is high ticket, a lot of money, right? And then she told me that she sold over 300 of her books as well. So she was so excited. She asked me if she can come back. So now she signed up and she's going to be coming back to speak on the stage again. All right. So that's just one of the amazing stories we have. We have over 41 testimonials on our site. Just go to studiospeaking.com. Carl just put it in the chat. You'll find a 4-minute video. It'll tell you all about what we do. Okay. Studiospeaking.com. All right. So that's one of the things I do. And that also, if you want to come to the events like on Zoom for free, that's easy, right? All you have to do is join the email list and you'll be able to do that. The best way to join the email list is to download my ebook. You download my ebook, you're going to get the ebook, and then you're going to get messages, emails. We almost send messages now almost every other day, giving you advice on speaking, on sales, on personal development. We're even adding some more things because I just want to give people value every day, 365. I want to give people value every day, right? So you're going to get that. So if you want to be able to download the ebook will give you 100 ways to market your business. Go to successwitheric.com/100. So the number 100. Okay. Success with Eric. Eric is with a C. Successwitheric.com/100. And you will get my it took me a long time to put this together, but 100 ways to market your business. And you'll get advice every day or every other day on your business for free. Right. So download that. Call if you can help me put that in the chat. All right. So let's try again. Zan, are you able to unmute? Let's try again. Let me know if you're able to unmute, because I can't do it here. You would have to do it. I cannot do it from here. Let's see if you're able to unmute. Okay. All right. So far, I don't think he's able to unmute. Okay. All right. So let us know. Just jump in when you're able to unmute, and we appreciate you being here. All right. So let's get to more questions. Oh, welcome, Sean. I see you, Sean. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sean. Awesome, Nicole. Good to see you. Howdy. Sean says, howdy, fam. Howdy back to you. All right. Welcome. Paul Clayton is in the house. Yes. Generational curse. If you think money is bad as something that is a learned, that's something that's a learned thing. That's right. Why am I here? Good to see you. Wow, we got so many people on the call. This is amazing. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's see. I know I had another question. I'm still checking. Let's see. Okay. So let's say she said, now that you have unlimited financial security, how do you choose to spend your time? Okay, how do you choose to spend your time? All right, so I don't know I think that's a question for everybody generally, but let me see if I can pose a question to my speakers. Okay, here's one. Okay. Okay, so if your personal beliefs about, okay, no, that's what I was talking. I think we talked about that. Okay, one second. I think I clicked on the wrong one.
Carl had one. If your income is staying the same.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I did see that. If your income is stayed the same. If your income. Okay, there we go. Yes. If your income stayed the same, what part of your work would you change first? That's good. Yes. If your income stayed the same, what would you change? In other words, that would be your passion, right? Okay. So I'll let Miss Leah handle that.
Yeah, that's a great question, Miss Coral. And I would say it actually, in my humble opinion, it's not probably the work you're doing. It probably has to do with your identity. And Paul alluded to this, sometimes it's about what we're thinking about already. We got to flip the script from generational poverty into generational prosperity. So one of the things you can do to increase your identity is to keep the word that you promised to yourself. Keep those promises. If you said that you're going to be here every single Monday with us, then keep that promise. If you say you're going to get up and go to the gym, keep that promise. Because when we break our promises, even though other people don't know it, it lowers our identity because we can't trust ourselves. I know that's deep. Hopefully that helps. But Godfather, what can you share about this incredible question?
Yes, no, I love this question. I think it's probably one of the foundations of life that many people just miss, right? I've got a list in front of me of my bills I got to pay every month, and when I created that list, it dawned on me that we're trying to play two games at once. We're trying to outrun our expenses by earning more. Then you realize, what if I cut my expenses? That's the trick, really, Cole. We need to cut our expenses and cut the waste. I think that will put you in a whole different place. Put me in a whole different place. So from there, then what you earn then becomes more valuable. You see, the ability to cut our outgoings, control our costs, is under our control. And that is something that we can all do. When we make that choice, it's easier than we think, because we've made the choice and commit to it. Making more money is, of course, a great thing. Of course it is, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen, right? The only guarantee that we have in life is that we can control our costs. So what I would do is cut the cost first, Cole. That's why I started, and everything else just works better from there. Now, I wonder what you think, Eric. How do you do it?
Great question. Thank you so much, Carl. Thank you so much. For me, it's all about doing more for more people. Like, one thing I know that helps people are the videos I create, and sometimes I don't have as much time that I want to do them. So if I had more time, that's what I'll do. I'll just create more videos for more people, because that helps everybody, whether people pay me or not. Right? They're able to get value, and I get emails and messages almost every day, like, "Oh, your video helped me out." So that's what I'll do. I'll just do more videos to help more people, because the more you do that, the more you get to people you've never seen, people that you never thought you could even help, right? And that really helps everybody. So thank you for that question. Great question. All right, so we have another question here. Let's see. How did you learn to connect your purpose to your ability to create market value? So, okay, so that's specifically for our speakers today. How did you learn to connect your purpose, what your purpose is, to your ability to create market value to help people? So let's go with Queen Leah first, and then we'll go to everybody else.
Wow, that is a great question. And this is what I would share about that, is that even as a little girl, I grew up on food stamps and welfare, like poverty, wrong side of the tracks. And I always wanted more. I always believed that I could have more. I always wanted to be wealthy. I know that might sound a little bit different to some people, but truly, and I don't know that I ever thought about connecting to the market. I just truly believe that that was what I was meant to be. Like, when I found this career, it made sense to me. It made total sense to me, because I truly believe that wherever you are, you're the one that is you're the perfect person to go back and help the people that you used to be. I believe that I'm the perfect person to help people who are struggling with their finances, because I've been there. I know what it feels like. So I don't know that I thought about market value. I just started speaking my voice. And then Mr. Eric, he told me how to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how that all started, but anyway, Godfather, what can you share about this incredible question?
Again, another great question, truly amazing question. Look, I remember when I was a kid as well, Queen Leah. My thing was to own a street full of houses. I don't know why. I just wanted to own real estate. And I left that. So it's not I left it. There's ways that mindset works, my friends, and this is why we have mindset coaches. Why we have coaches, full stop, right? There's ways that our minds work. I think for me, it was about belief that it's going to happen. That's the same as I do in business today, right? You set big goals. You never know how you're going to get there at all. Market value is not really a thing you think about, right? But you know what you want to achieve. And the thing that I've learned looking back now from where I am today is simply take the first step and walk through the door in front of you. Start there. So when we were kids, Queen, there, the simple thing we had to do was called go to school. Go to school, get educated, pass, work hard at school. Work hard at building relationships that with the people around you. And then from there, more doors open. We're never going to know from today, Natasha, where the end is. We've got this delusion that we do know what's going to happen. Detailed plans, no, less of that. Look, we'll take the first step today, and tomorrow another door opens, and they will take that. They will go through that door. Back to our point of the conversation today. If you know your why, then those doors suddenly look recognizable. They make sense. You see what's right for you and what's not right for you. And over time, keep serving people. You will get the money. They will help. That's how you create market value, right? So be of service. As Eric said, the more you serve people, the more they will pay you. That's how life works. Eric, please,
Thank you
wrap it
so
all up
much.
for us.
Thank you so much. Service to many leads to greatness. Write that down somewhere in your notes. Service to many leads to greatness. I heard that Jim Rome said that when I was in my 20s. He probably said that even before. And when I was a kid, since everybody's talking about their story when they were a kid, I got mine too, right? When I was a kid, my dad was a real estate broker. So he had this big company, and people came down. He trained realtors on selling houses, right? And I noticed that they would get him gifts, right? So they would buy gift because he changed people's lives. Someone that didn't have wasn't making much money at their job got in business with him, started selling houses, and started getting big paychecks, and they would give him gifts. And the gifts, a lot of them is like food and baskets full of stuff. And we used to be the ones to enjoy the gifts. So I said to my dad, I said, well, so dad, when I grow older like you, I want to do something where they can give me gifts too. And he said, well, if you want gifts and if you want money and if you want all the good trappings of life, you have to do something that helps people. Okay, that helps people. So some of you know I got into sales, and I got into sales. I like to sell products that help people. And then after after doing that for corporate for many years, then I become an entrepreneur. And I learned that a lot of entrepreneurs don't know how to sell their offers, right, without being pushy. So I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help them to sell their offers, and that's how I'm going to make money. And that's what I did, right? So I helped them to make money for their families, and then I was blessed with more money. Then I heard about this studio speaking concept right after COVID, right? Tony Robbins had a studio, and I wanted to speak on the studio, but then they told me that, hey, he only brings his friends out over there. He doesn't just bring random people. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, a lot of people would love this because I love this. So, how can I help more people? If you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. So I started studiospeaking.com, and I gave people that benefit that I was looking for. And it exploded. And then within a year and a half, we had 30 something testimonials on our site. People say they've never seen that before, right? Again, helping people. And guess what? I get gifts all the time. People send me gifts. I'm like, oh my God, this is what my dad was getting, gifts. so it works. It works, right? So as Annie said, you don't focus on market value, really. You just focus on how can I help people, and that will help you, and it's mutually beneficial. Okay. Yeah. So great question. Thank you, Natasha, for that. I want to get to this question before I forget. And by the way, guys, look, we can't just breeze over. Leah Garcia went from food stamps to helping people change their family tree. Isn't that amazing, guys? That's just amazing. Like, put an emoji in the chat, maybe fire or heart or something. That's amazing. Like, think about that. What's your excuse? Food stamps, where you're just like, okay, this is how much I'm gonna get this month. and then when I get the next month, I'll get the same thing. And this is what we're limited to. And she turned it around 180 degrees. And not only did she become successful in her business, but she's helping people have generational financial success. Wow. So guys, you need to put something in the chat. Okay. Whatever it is, clap, emojis, whatever. So that's awesome. I don't want to breeze through that. That's very important. And that shows you guys that anything's possible. Anything's possible if you believe. Okay. Jay, my good friend Jay Pascal said, let's see. This was not actually his question. He had questions though. My parents were out of the range of government assistance, so there were a lot of days. Ramen noodles and mayonnaise sandwich. Exactly, very good. But you actually had a question. Hold on a second. That's not what I want to highlight. Let's see. I believe if you guys see his question, let me know. I know he had a question. Jay Pasquale. Okay. Wow. I know he had a question. I thought I saw it. Okay, but if you guys see his question, let me know. Let me go to the next question. Give me 1 second, folks. I know he had a question. Okay. All right. I know there was a question there somewhere. Leah, do you see it? Oh, because I thought I put you. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Oh, here we go. I found it. You see what happens when you have too many people on the Zoom? We got thousands of people all over the world, and I don't know. I can't even find this stuff anymore. This is a good problem. When we started, there was one person that came to our calls. I could find whatever I wanted really quickly with one person. So Jay said, as a startup entrepreneur. So we're gonna this is our last question. We're gonna answer this, and so we can jump off, so everybody can go to work, go to school, do whatever you need to do. As a startup entrepreneur, there can be a lot of ebb and flow. How do you deal with the ebb and flow of being an entrepreneur? Excellent question. Leah Garcia, you can take a stab at it first.
Excellent question. So you don't want to be this kind of entrepreneur, right? The fix that just kind of flatline. You don't want to be this kind of entrepreneur where it's up and down like the stock market, all unpredictable. You want to be an index entrepreneur where you go up and then maybe have a little bit, you kind of coast a little bit and you go to the next one. So this is what I would say is that never get too high in the highs, never get too low on the lows, because reality is somewhere right in the middle. When things go well, don't take a month off and celebrate. When things are going bad, don't sit there and cry and sing the "Everyone Hates Me" song, right, Jackie? I don't know where Jackie is. I know she's here. But you know what? Reality is somewhere in the middle. Modulate your emotions. Never get too emotional. What do you say about this question, Godfather?
Okay, I think he froze. I think he froze. Okay, so how to deal with the ebb and flows, and and we talk about this sometimes. For me, what really helped me is being in an environment of people that have what I want, or going through what I'm going through, masterminds and events where other people. By the way, I'm coming up with something soon. That will help people with this. All of y'all, whether you can speak or not. So that's on the horizon. But yeah, being around people that are already doing it. As an entrepreneur, it's very lonely because a lot of us, maybe either we don't come up from a family of entrepreneurs. Like for me, my father passed away. Nobody else can teach me that in my family, right? But when you're around people that do what you do, or accomplishing what you want to accomplish, it makes it easier, right? So I'll tell you a story real quick. When I want to write a book. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to start. And then I joined a group of authors, and I would get on this Zoom call, and people were like, "Hey guys, I just sold 77 books at my last event." Another guy would say, "Hey, I became a best-selling author last night." And I'm hearing all these stories and testimonials, and I'm like, wow, maybe I can do it, right? And then I wrote this book, The Home Business Boom, in 2028, became a bestseller, sold thousands of copies, right? Because I was in an environment of people that did that. right? Just go, go on. By the way, you can go on Amazon and pick it up. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, right? It helps you build multiple businesses from home. But my point is, I was around people, right? If I wasn't, trust me, this would never come out. This would never, because I didn't know you need to hire someone to do this. Someone did this, create this. I didn't know you need to hire someone to do this little barcode here. I didn't know that. I didn't know you have to format the whole book so it can fit on Amazon, right? And he's probably saying, "Yeah, you got to do all of that," right? I didn't know any of it, right? But I was able to do it because I was around the right people. So that's what I would say. So Annie, go ahead, answer. You can answer that question. We got like one or 2 minutes.
Yeah. So my tech decided to play out. Look, I like the ed part. That's what we're focused on. Look, for me, it's a realization that business is not easy. Challenges come every day, and for me, it is a call to get better. What's that saying? Don't hope life gets easier. Hope that you get better. And that's what's on all of us, right? Things happen every day, and we must just calm. Quilia said emotional regulation and deal with each thing at a time. Some things are lessons we need to learn. Some things are changes we need to make to our business, to our process. And saying, let's not get into, oh, it's all gone wrong. It hasn't all gone wrong. This is life. This is business. Things will happen. We just got to deal with them calmly and in a way that truly moves us forward. That's my personal take.
Awesome. Thank you so much. In the last 3 minutes, I want to acknowledge Zion Inaugural. He's been trying to get in. He's been trying to get into the call, but because of technical issues, I think there's a storm over there. Follow him. His name is Zion Inaugural. You'll see him on the on the flyer that we created. Follow him. There's a reason he has over 30,000 followers, because he's helping a lot of people, okay, to stay positive in a negative world. Right? Follow him, learn more about him, connect with him, so you can learn from him as well, because we all do. He's an incredible young man. I wish I knew half as much as he knew when I was his age. When I was his age, my knowledge came afterwards. So yeah, Zion Inaugural is if Carl, if you can put his information in the chat too, so people can follow him. All right. We have 2 minutes. And I want to, there's a lady, Dr. Marcia, that put a comment in the chat, and I just think it's so profound. We're going to end with your comment, Dr. Marcia. We're going to end with your comment today. It is so profound. I'll say, know who you are, examine what you're good at, what you love to do. What do you do naturally, almost without effort, that brings you and others joy and solves problems? Ask God for clarity, confirm it, and step into your purpose. I love that. I love that, Dr. Marcia. So that's what we're going to close with today. We appreciate you. We want everybody to promise this one thing, that you take this link of this video and share it on your social media, okay? If you're on LinkedIn, just repost. Say, hey, guys, I just listened to an amazing call this morning at 7 a.m., and I want you guys to learn from it. Share this. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. You want to share this video with everybody. I mean, didn't you get value? If you got value, then you want to share it, right? You want to share it. If you're here live, put in #live. If you're hearing on replay, #replay. We appreciate all of you, and we'll see you same time, same place, 7 a.m. Eastern time, Monday morning. We are here for you. It has been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here with you this morning. Make it a great day. Make it a great week. Make it a great month, and make it a great year. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.